News.
After some Super Bowl snow and sunshine today, another winter system has its eyes on Northeast Ohio. Here's a live look right now from our Fox 8 roof cam this Monday evening. Will you need your shovels before work and school tomorrow? Thanks so much for joining us for Fox 8 News at 7 o'clock. I'm Elizabeth Noreika. A couple snowy days ahead. Melissa Mack joining us with a first look at the forecast. And Melissa, here's hoping that it's nothing too crazy anyway.
Especially for you, because as we talk about,
you know how much I dislike the snow.
You do not like driving in that.
If you're driving around downtown, you can expect some traffic changes as part of the Quicken Loans Arena Transformation Project. Barricades to alter traffic flow are now in place, while Huron Road by the Q will be reduced to 2 lanes. New details tonight regarding the tragic death of a 2-year-old girl found by her mother frozen outside of the family's apartment. Elsewhere tonight, for the first time, we're seeing video of the moment prosecutors say 14-year-old Aliana DeFries encountered the man on trial for her murder. It's the last time she would be seen alive. Fox 8 News reporter Matt Wright has more on the trial that is now underway.
So this is Aliana DeFries.
Most popular kid in school right now. Well, that's going to do it for Fox 8 News at 7 o'clock. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Be sure to join us again tonight at 10. And until then, have a wonderful night.
Cleveland's own Fox 8 News.
I see my royal shadow. 6 more weeks of winter to go.
Uh-oh. It's not the news we wanted to hear on this Groundhog's Day. We now know winter is sticking around for the foreseeable future. As we speak, another system making its way toward Northeast Ohio. Thanks so much for joining us for Fox 8 News at 7 o'clock. I'm Elizabeth Noreika. Noticeably colder today and with more snow on the way. Will Old Man Winter affect your weekend plans for Super Bowl Sunday, maybe? Andre Bernier standing in tonight with a first look at a very cold and snowy forecast, Andre.
Elizabeth, guess what? I see my shadow out here.
You do look like a groundhog with that hat on.
Well, this is the groundhog. That's what happens.
Oh, no.
That's what happened to the groundhog when I'll let you know what we think coming up.
All right, Andre, thank you. In the news tonight, a Cuyahoga County grand jury ruling today that 2 Cleveland police officers were not responsible for the death of a 37-year-old mentally ill woman who died in police custody. The Ohio Attorney General's Office Special Prosecution Section looked into Tanisha Anderson's November 2014 death. This afternoon, the grand jury issued its decision. The grand jury investigation included information from a medical examiner that Anderson's previous heart condition along with medication she was taking was most likely the cause of her death. Police union officials say the officers did nothing wrong.
The only one tonight, Elizabeth, from both sides.
That's right, Lou and Tracy. The 4-page memo was written by Republican staff members in the House, spearheaded by House Intelligence Chairman Devin Nunes. Republicans say the contents prove improper use of surveillance by the FBI. The memo alleges law enforcement misused the so-called FISA law in surveilling Carter Page, who was a member of President Trump's 2016 campaign. FISA is a law that allows law enforcement to do certain spying on foreign nations and agents within the country with the approval of a secret federal court. The memo specifically references the dossier or summary compiled by Christopher Steele that was used as a part of the application to surveil Page. That dossier was paid for by the DNC and Clinton campaign. It says none of the 4 applications disclose or reference the role of the DNC, Clinton campaign, or any party campaign funding in Steele's efforts, even though the dossier's origins were then known to DOJ and FBI officials. Some Democrats want Nunes to resign as chairman. Others are calling him a hero. Some now believe the House will release the Democrats' memo, but that release will also have to be okayed by the president. Lou and Tracy.
More to come on that.
Suit. Elsewhere, investigators finding a body encased in concrete behind a Massillon home. Officers got a tip that a man who's been missing since summer was last seen at the house on 8th Street Southwest. It's the same house officers visited last week to issue a warrant and ended up removing 3 kids under 3 who were living in unsafe conditions. Verdict. An assistant supervisor seriously injured during an assault at a juvenile residential facility in 2016 is speaking out after his attackers have been released, even though he is still unable to work. He told his story to ITN reporter Peggy Gallick. They are some of the best winter athletes in the state, and they are in Northeast Ohio, hungry for competition.
Today, the 36th annual Special Olympics Ohio State Winter Games kicked off in Cuyahoga Valley National Park.
On this situation there in Florida, Liz.
Natalie and Gabe, just moments ago, police say they do have a person in custody, but have yet to identify that person of interest as the shooter. This shooting happened at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in the Parkland area of Coral Springs, Florida. The Broward County Sheriff says that at least 20 to 50 people are injured and at least one person is dead. This all happened around 2:30 this afternoon. You're looking at a live shot right now of that person of interest in custody being questioned by authorities. Agencies were on the scene of the shooting in a matter of minutes. Chaos on the ground as first responders tended to the wounded. Some of the students have been seen leaving the school walking with their hands up, which is protocol after a shooting situation at a school. Reports indicate that shooter has been identified as a student that was in class earlier today. The teacher that was in the classroom where that shooting started, we're told, is talking with authorities about exactly what happened. There is a large triage set up outside of the school where the wounded are being treated. A perimeter was set up and extended to not just around the school, but also to include the Walmart area. There are roughly 3,200 students, grades 9 through 12 at this school. This is a 3-story building. Police and SWAT were going floor to floor as they were searching for that suspect. Once again, early reports indicating that 20 to 50 people injured, at least one person dead. But Senator Bill Nelson of Florida is saying he's heard there are more deaths. And this is once again a live picture of police with that person of interest in custody in the situation. They've said that they need to take this person of interest in for questioning. They're going to take him to the local police department and continue questioning about exactly what unfolded today at that high school, but certainly a very chaotic situation. Still a lot of details to piece together. This investigation in its infancy. We're going to continue monitoring the situation in South Florida and keep you updated.
We have had to talk about this kind of story for so many years now. It's so often, it's becoming, it's terrifying to think about. But it's interesting that they put him back in the cruiser there in that live picture. But we don't know exactly what happened when the shooting took place and as to whether or not he may have run out with all of the kids in the madness and was trying to get away. But it's good to know the suspect is in custody. And he's in the back of that cruiser right now.
For about an hour and a half, that school was on lockdown and students and teachers remained barricaded in certain sections of that school. It's a big school. It's 3 stories. So police are going floor to floor, securing areas, and they were evacuating students as they deemed these areas safe. But the whole time they were unsure if that student was still inside the school, the gunman. But then we're told that they did take that suspected shooter into custody a few miles away from where that school is. All right, Melissa, thank you. This morning's snow is just another round by Mother Nature that left area communities trying to clear the streets with barely enough salt left to do the job. Fox 8's Dave Nethers is in one of those communities where there has been little help on the way to replenish their supply.